Good morning, grade 3. Today we will have lesson 2, decimal place value. Okay, so you remember that we took the place value for a whole number. So for example, I will give you this number 351. This is a whole number. So the 1, it was in which place? Ones place, and the 5 tens place, and the 3 in the hundreds place. Then we have thousands place, then thousands place. Okay, now since this is a whole number and I don't have any part, so if I put the decimal point here, I don't have here any fraction, or I don't have any part, so I will not have any number in the fractional part here, so I will put here 0, 0. Since the numbers are 0, so we don't have to put them, so always you will see the number like this, 351, without the point, without the zeros. Now if you have a whole and a part, and you have like this a decimal number, you have to put the point and the fractional part here, and this is the whole. Okay, now today we will learn how to write a decimal number in expanded form, standard form, and word form. Okay, but before we start, we will know what's the name of this place and this place. So here I have, this is the decimal point. If I write a number here, I have ones, tens, and hundreds. So I will write, for example, 561. And here I have the decimal point, and here I want to put a number, for example, 28. Okay, so here I will ask you, what's the number in the ones place? 1. What's the number in the tens place? 6. What's the number in the hundreds place? 5. Now we have two new places here. So this is tenths, not tens, tenths. I have THS here, and this place we call it hundredths place. Okay, I have also THS here. Okay, so this is a hundred place, and this is hundredths place. This is tens place, and this is tenths place. Okay, they are different. So now we will start solving. Here I have this number 1 point. Before we were saying 48. Now no, we have to read it in another way. This one we will read it 1.48 hundredths. Okay, why? Because this place is tenths place, and this place is hundredths place. So I will read the number 48. Then what's the last place I have here? Hundredths. Then I will say 48 hundredths. So again, how I will read it? 1.48 hundredths. So if I have this number, for example, here 2.3, I will say this is 2.3. This is ones place, and this is tenths place. So I will read it 2.3 tenths. Okay, so now expanded form, standard form, and word form for this number. So before we start, always we will start with the standard form. Standard form, it's the same number as you write it always. So this is the standard form for the number. Just you will copy the same number here. Then here you are done. Just write the same number. Now what's the expanded form? You will add the values of the numbers in all places. So what's the value? I will take the 1 here, and I will take the point, and I will put all the other numbers zeros. Then I will add. Now this for 4, I will put the 4 and the point here. I will put 0 for the 1 and 0 for the 8. Plus now for the 8, I will put the 8, then 0.0. So we said expanded form, I will expand the number, okay? And the standard form, you will put the same number. And for word form, I will write the number as I read it. So I will read it, then I will write it as I read it, okay? So how we said we will read this number, this is 1. Then I will read the whole number here, 48 hundredths, okay? So here I will write 1 and 48 hundredths. Okay, so it's 1.48 hundredths, or 1 and 48 hundredths. Then this is the whole 1, and here I will write what? And this is 48 hundredths, so I will know that this number for the fractional part and this number for the whole. Okay, now we will find again what's the value of the 1. So I will ask you find for me the value of the 1. What you will write? You will write the 1 down and you will put other numbers 0. This is the value for the 1. Okay, now if I ask you find for me the value of the 4, then you will write 0.40. This is the value of the 4, and since we said here we have many zeros, here I have many zeros and they have no value, then I can take out the 0. And for now the 8, what's the value of the 8? I will put the 8 and all the other numbers 0. Okay, now we will take examples. I have this number. Before I write, I will write the places. Okay, this is ones, tens, and here this is to the left. Now to the right here I will have tenths and hundredths. Okay, and this is hundredths. Okay, now the first thing we will write the standard form. We said we will write the same number, just you will copy it down. This is the standard form of the number. How I will write the expanded form? I will expand the number. I will add the values of all the numbers here. So first thing I will take the 5 and I will put all the other numbers 0. So it will be 50.00 plus. You will add them. Okay, now for 3 it will be 03.00 plus. Now for the 4 I'll put the decimal point. I will have 4000 plus. Now for the 6 you will put 00.06. So this is the expanded form. Now for the word form I will write the number as I read it. So how we will read this number? 53. You will not say 53 tens, 53 and 46. What's the last place here? Hundredths. Then you will say 53 and 46 hundredths. Okay, so how we will read it now? Write it, 53, and for the decimal point we will say and. This number I will read it 46. What? The last place was hundredths, so I will write here not hundred, hundredths. THS you will add. Okay, now for this example here, 71 and 4 hundredths. Okay, so we said before we write we will put the places. I have here ones and tens. Here I have tenths and hundredths. So how we will write the standard form? We will just copy the same number. How we will write the expanded form? We will expand the number, so we will add the values here. So what's the value of this number 7 here? It's 7 and all the other numbers 0 plus. Now I will put for the 1, I will put 1.00 plus. Now for the 0, what its value? You will put the same number and here you will put 00 and here you will put a 0 before plus. Now for the 4, 0.00. Now maybe you will see the expanded form like this. Someone will write it only 70. Why? Because here I don't have any fractional part, so no need to put the point and the zeros. So this is the same as this plus. Here, since there are 0 after the number in the whole part, it has no value. We said we have many zeros here, so you can put only 1, and here no need to put this. Plus this number no need to put it, because if you add any number to 0 then the answer will stay the same. So this 0 no need to write it down, and this 4 you will write it like this. But if you find this is hard for you, then you can write it like this. It's the same. This is the same as this, okay? But here you have extra zeros. Now for the word form, how I will read the number? It's 71, and now I don't have 0. I will not say 0, 4. I will say 71 and 4 hundredths, because the last number here it's in the hundredths place. So how I will write it? 71 and 71 and 4 hundredths. Okay, now we will start solving. We will start with check. Now number 1, write 8 and 7 hundredths in standard form. Okay, so now I want to write the number in the standard form. Now how can I write it in the standard form? I will read it again. It is 8 and 7 hundredths. So here I see this is for the place. Okay, so from the hundredths I will know that the last number it was in the hundredths place. Okay, so I will write now the decimal point first. In the whole part, what I have, where is the whole part? Before the and. Okay, so here is the and. Anything before the and, it's for the whole part. So this is 8 only. This is for the whole part. Now for the fractional part, what I will write? 7 hundredths. So I will have 2 places. The last one will be the hundredths place. Okay, here I have tenths place, hundredths place, and I will write in the hundredths place what? 7. Since here you don't have any number, you will put 0. Now someone will do it wrong. How he will make it? He will write 8, then and he will put the decimal point 7 hundredths, then he will write here 7. This is how we will read this number, 8 and 7 tenths. So this is wrong. We said 7 hundredths, so I will put 2 lines because this is the tenths place, hundredths place. I will put the 7 in the last one here, which is 7. Then here I don't have anything, I will put 0. Okay, now for number 2, write the word form and tell the value of the red digit for 25 and 82 hundredths. So the first thing, we will put the value. How we will put the value of any number? We will copy the number here and I will put all the other numbers 0. So here I will put 0 and here I will put the point 0, 0. Okay, so another one, this is correct, you can write it like this. Another one, he will write it like this. Here only 1 0 is enough because I have many zeros here. I will put 0 point only 8 because also we said in the fractional part before the number I have many zeros, and in the whole part I have many zeros after the number. So you can write it like this or like this, it's the same. Okay, now how I will read it? Here is the decimal point. First I will read the whole 25 and I will read the whole number here, 82. So what's the last place here? I have tenths, hundredths. So I will say 82 hundredths. Again, 25 and 82 hundredths. Okay, 25 and 82 hundredths. Now for number 3 reasoning, write a number that has a 3 in the tens place and a 4 in the tenths place. Okay, so for this example, always write the places. You will put the point here, decimal point. I have here ones and here I have tenths. Here I have tenths and hundredths. Okay, so write a number that has 3 in the tens place. So where is the tens place? Here I will put 3 and here in the tenth place, and a 4 in the tenth place. So where is the tenth place? Here I will put here 4. Okay, so no ones, so I will put 0, and no hundredths, I will put 0. So how we will write the number? 30 and 4 tenths. No need for this place because I don't have any number here. Okay, now practice. Write each number in standard form. Okay, so now here I have a word form. I want to write it in standard form, and this is an expanded form. I want to write it in standard form. So for this one, first I said I will read it. It's 12 and this, and it will be for the decimal point 53 hundredths. So I will have how many numbers in the fractional part, I will have two numbers because I will have tenths and hundreds. So the first thing, I will put the decimal point here. I have 12, so I will put in the whole part 12. Then and this is for the decimal point 53 hundredths. Yeah, I have here tenths, hundredths, so it's like this. Now for number 5, I have 30 plus 6 plus 0.8 plus 0.09. Okay, so how I will write this number? I'll put the decimal point. Here I have 30, so this 30 for which place? Ones, tens. I'll put in the tens place 3, and here this is for ones, I will put here 6, and here I have 0.8, this is for the tenths place, I will put here 8, and this 9 for the hundredths place, so it will be 0.09. Okay, you can solve it in another way. You can add the numbers here. Okay, we can add it here. This is 30, and I don't have here any part, so it's 0 plus 6, no numbers here. This is 0, and here I have 0, 9, 0. Here I don't have any numbers, so I will put zeros. If you add it, you'll have 0 plus 0 plus 0 plus 9, 9. 0 plus 0 plus 8 plus 0, 8. Then here you have 6 and 3. Okay? Okay, now write the word form and tell the value of the red digit for each number. We will solve 6 and 9. So I want the word form and the value. So first we will find the value for the number. So here, what's the value of this number? This is 2 tenths. Okay? So we said how we will put the number. We will put the 2 and we will put all other numbers 0. Here, what's the value of this number? I will put the 6, then 0.0. Here, I will put the 4, then all the others numbers 0 here, and here I will put 0.03. Now we will write the word form only for 6 and 9. So how I will read this number? So here is the decimal point. I will read this number, it's 4. Then I will say for the point and 27 hundredths. Okay, this is 4 and 27 hundredths. Now for number 9, here I will read the whole part. This is 19. Decimal point, I will say and, so 19 and 3. Here I have tenths, hundredths, so I will say 19 and 3 hundredths. Okay. Now we'll start with B, reasoning and problem solving. Write the word form for each decimal measure. Okay, now for 11 here I have 0.86. so how I will read this number? So here I don't have any whole, so I will not say 0 and, just I will read this one now. 86. This is tenths, this is hundredths, so I'll say 86 hundredths. Okay, now 86 hundredths. For 12, 3.78. So you will say 3 and 78 hundredths. Now for number 13, it is 2 and 25 hundredths. So 2 and 25 hundredths. Okay. Now if you have a number like this, how we would read it? We will say 7 and 3 tenths. Okay, so now we are done. Thank you for watching.